Hello, my name is Max, and today I'm going to talk about modules, higher order functions, and advanced array methods. I'm going to present some examples, so let's start. You will be able to find all information on my website in studying materials, so just go home and then studying materials, pretty simple, and there will be a new video right up here when I'll be done recording it. And let's start with modules. So Node.js is based on modules, so I will just go a little bit from far to kind of explain it better. Good authors divide their book into chapters and sections. Good programmers divide their programs into modules. What does it mean? So we can use modules in multiple places by just referring to them. So it's kind of cool. And the biggest advantage of using them, in my opinion, the biggest advantages of using them are maintainability, namespacing, and reusability. I think reusability is the biggest one. So let's just see this example and how it works in this example. In this example, we have function my module, and we're exporting it right up here, and then we're importing it right up here in the second code chunk. In the first code chunk, we just put the function together and then export it. And then we're importing it by using require, and then we're able to use hello and goodbye. So I think it's pretty neat. We just referring to this part and then just use this part. It allows us to make our code more readable and just makes it simpler and without a lot of duplicates, which is great. And if we'll make some changes right up here, we don't like they will be automatically implemented right up here, which is super cool. Like we don't need to change my module here and like other places, so it's great. Now let's talk about higher order functions. Higher order functions are functions that take other functions as argument or return function as their result. Taking another function as an argument is often referred to as a callback function because it's called back by the higher order function. So let's see this example. It's pretty simple, but it just for better understanding why we should use them. This one is with map, and the other one is with anonymous function, with using anonymous function and map together. But the last one, I switched from map to regular loop to kind of show how bigger it is, and it's just a lot harder to read, right? You'll spend some time just trying to figure out what this loop does and what's the point of it. But this one is just like, what's the meaning of map, which we're going to discuss in a second. And then you just kind of like, oh, okay, that's what we'll get. Cool. Just entire array multiplied by 2. Simple, right? And last but not least, let's talk about advanced array methods. I have 8 examples up here, so let's cover all of them. And we'll start with map. Ooh, so smooth. Nice. So, the first one, the map changes all of the elements of the massive and then return the massive. So in this case, it's 19 plus 1, 17 plus 1, 20 plus 1. So it would be 20, 18, 21. So you just increased each number by 1. Next one is filter, which allows us to filter by some criteria and then returns, and then this thing will return the filtered massive of the elements. So in this case, filter is more than 5, and only development have passed it. If we'll make it 4, then fuzzy would pass it. So we kind of got the concept, right? Find the first element which passes the condition, returns element. Sounds pretty simple, right? So in this case, our condition is 18 and the first element passes it, so we just got the first element, right? But if it will be like 20, like more or equal 20, then Thomas wouldn't be able to pass, no one wouldn't be able to pass, and then we would have got Luke, and it would have returned Luke. Next one is every. It's if all of the elements has passed the criteria, it's true. If not, false. And some, if at least one element passed the condition, returns true. If none, false. So why I combine them together is that they're pretty similar, but they're slightly different. They're similar because they have a similar concept of usage, but different because you need all elements to pass it. In some, you need to have at least one element to pass. So in this case, no, haven't passed this criteria, so we got false. When in this case, those two numbers have passed criteria, so we got true. Like even if one number would pass, it still would be enough. Next one is for each. Apply the function to each array element. So it's right up here. We're just printing out ABC, all elements of array. Very simple, right? Next one is reduce and index of. Let's just talk about index of first. Index of method returns the first index at which a given element can be found in the array. So let's see what does it mean. In this case, where we want to find index of bison and it's 1, you may ask why 1? Because array starts from 0, so it's like 0 element, first element. So bison is the first element. It's technically second, but it's first element of the massive because it starts from 0. And let's try to find the second bison. The second bison is at the end, so right up here. So the index of it will be 4. And the last one, let's try to find giraffe. Oh, we were not able to find giraffe, so it will return -1 because we're not able to find the result for this one. And let's get back to reduce. So reduce it's not as easy to explain, but it have accumulator, and if it's not stated, it's equal to the 0 element of the array. If it's stated, well, it's stated. So as we can see in this case, it's not stated, so it's just like and in this function we have accumulator and plus current value, so it just sums all the elements, so it's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and in this case accumulator will be the 0 element of array, and then just kind of keep going and do the thing which we asked it to do. In this case we put accumulator equal 5, so it will be pretty much the same but plus 5 because we stated it right up here. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.